Okay, so first off, current diet experiment, I feel like shit. I will fill you guys in on this later once it's completed. I have some blood work pending. We'll see what comes back, and then I'll talk about it. But yeah, I feel awful. This sucks. I feel like I have the flu. So, that being said, maybe you'll understand why my voice is always so quiet as people are telling me. In any case, how to get strong, part two. So I already made the comment that all periodization is just linear periodization because the goal is to add weight to the bar over time. It's that simple. I mean, you might go up and down because you've got some kind of undulating program or you've got deloads or whatever. But on a big scale, when we look at start to finish, whatever you try to do, you just try to add weight to the bar. So it's linear periodization on a big enough scale, right? How do we achieve that? How do you get strong? And I talked a little bit about my first program that I just randomly created myself. It wasn't like I took that from a book or something. I just decided, okay, I'm going to snatch 40 kilos every day until I can do it without missing. And then I just went up. Same thing for clean and jerk. I just was like, okay, 60 every day until I don't miss any reps at all. And then I just go up. And that probably wasn't aggressive enough. If I would have been more aggressive and actually gone for heavier lifts that I actually missed, I probably made more progress in less time. But I didn't know what I was doing. So it still worked. That's the great thing about it is that if you're putting in the work, even if you don't really know what you're doing, you'll still make progress. So how do we get strong? Progressive overload. So there's a few ways you can implement progressive overload, and I'm just going to touch on them kind of rapid fire. So the first thing you can do is lift more weight. So if you're doing a 5 by 5, say you did 5 by 5 with 225, the next time you try to do 5 by 5 with 230. Okay, that's the easiest one. And each time you just keep trying to add weight to the bar, and progressively over time you overload. So now you're doing 5 by 5 with 300. So the next one is to try to do more reps with the same weight. So first you did a 5 by 5, then maybe I don't know, you try to do 6 reps on your last set. And if you get that, then you try to do a 5 by 6 or something on your next workout. Uh, I like those kind of, I don't want to call it a test, and it's certainly not a burnout. But a lot of times, if I come in and I'm doing a 5 by 5, uh, a lot of times on the last set, I'll see if I can get more than 5. If I get 7 or 8, I know I can increase the weight for the next workout. So um, I do like that methodology. Wendler 531 talks about that a little bit. How on your last set, it's kind of an AMRAP, like just as many reps as possible. I don't know if I'd ever go to failure. Well, I do. I go to failure all the time, but I wouldn't recommend going to failure if you're just starting out because it's not worth you getting hurt. So go till it's really hard and you're not sure whether you'll get next rep, and then go ahead and just rack it there. Obviously, if you have a spotter, if you're a more advanced lifter, then yeah, go to failure. I mean, I miss reps all the time because I attempt weights or reps that are beyond my ability, and that's how you keep pushing forward progress. So try to do more reps with the same weight. You can also try to do more sets. So let's say you did a 3 by 3. The next time maybe you try to get a fourth set in. Maybe try to get 5 sets of 3. So you just keep working your way up. So that's another way to get more volume, or you can try to do more work in less time. So let's say you do, 5 by 5. Let's just stick with that since that's an easy, simple template. And you normally rest 3 minutes between sets. Try resting 2 minutes and 30 seconds between reps. Uh, you know, uh, Try resting 2 minutes. Just keep shortening the rest time between your sets. And maybe even try to do your reps faster. That's another option too. Maybe you're the kind of person that really takes their time. So you do 1 rep, completely come to a full stop, full pause. Another rep, full stop, full pause. And you'll see guys do it. It's clustering, but some guys do it literally every single rep. So maybe try to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a tempo. So you're up, down, up, down instead of coming, up, down, and then like pausing or something. I mean, you'll see guys do it all the time though, especially on bench press is a big one. You'll see guys just kind of stand there in the lockout, kind of recovering. Squats too, but I think a lot of people are more aggressive about the squat. They're down up, down up, down up more explosively. Whereas you'll see a lot of times guys will try to get that one extra rep on the bench press by pausing for a moment at the top to try to kind of rest a little bit and regain some energy for that one more rep, which is cool too. That's cool too. I'm just saying another way that you can increase your overload, you can put more stress on your body is try to put more reps into less time. And those that's just the general template. Use all of them. I definitely can say that all of those work. You can try to do more reps in less time. You can try to do more sets. You can try to rest less time between sets. All of those things definitely have benefit, and obviously adding weight to the bar. Um, and then, you also need to know when to scale back. Um, so for myself, I'm definitely an add weight to the bar kind of person. That's how my mind works. That's I'm just a very, very aggressive lifter. I always want to throw more weight on the bar. So if I can't add more weight to the bar and I start to stall, I start to see a kind of slowing, plateauing in my progress. I'll back off for a week, and then I'll start loading again. And that's one of the things you kind of, there's no rule for that. You kind of just have to learn your body over time. I know that sucks, but that's the most honest answer I can give you. There's not a fast rule here where I can say, oh, yes, when this happens, do exactly this. Nope. You kind of feel it. And if you feel like you're plateauing, maybe you try it again next week. Maybe you're just having an off week. But if you're plateaued for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, maybe back off for a week, cut your weights back, cut your reps back, cut your sets back, give yourself a little more time to recover, and then, resume with loading. Um, a lot of it is just knowing when to push and when to pull back. I mean, that's 99% of it. And honestly, no matter who writes the template, what workout program you're following, maybe it has a deload every fourth week or something like that. That's not necessarily going to be you. You kind of have to learn your body at some point. And that's going to come with time. So my recommendation for beginners is obviously, follow your program. My recommendation for intermediates is follow your program roughly, but don't hesitate to change it a little bit along the way. And my recommendation for advanced lifters, you guys already know this. Um, that's how you got to be advanced is you've got to pay attention and know when to push, know when you're doing well, keep pushing through it, and then when you plateau and things stall, back off a little bit. And that's really it. I mean, linear periodization, you're just trying to add weight to the bar over time, progressive overload. Those are the means by which you can do it. And of course, next time I'll talk about some weird little tricks. You got your drop sets and forced reps and stuff like that. But I figured that's probably better saved for a separate discussion by itself. Since, things like using bands and progressive resistance, all the stuff like that is kind of, I don't want to say it's advanced because you can certainly use it with a beginner. But it's not necessary for a beginner, whereas for an advanced lifter, it may be necessary to go to those kinds of things to squeeze out that last little bit because maybe you have a breakdown in form or you're weak in a different part of the lift. So I'll touch on that in the next video.